Hi, I'm Matt, and on today's Matt's World DIY, I'm going to make Christmas crack. It is sweet, it is salty, it's easy to put together, and it's the perfect little treat that you can make for your friends and family over the holidays. So let's get to it. The first thing you need to do to make Christmas crack is set your oven to 350 degrees. While that's preheating, I have already lined a baking sheet with aluminum foil, and I'm going to spray the foil with some vegetable spray so that this candy does not have a chance of sticking to my pan. Next, we're going to take approximately 28 saltine crackers and line the bottom of our baking pan with the crackers. Now, if they don't line up perfectly, you may have to crack a few of them in half or whatever just to get full coverage of your pan. Something else I learned about this is if you make a big batch of these, you could freeze them in an airtight container in your freezer, and you could keep that for a few weeks there if you make it ahead of time before Christmas, like I'm doing now, and then you can slowly thaw it out to give as gifts to your friends. So I'm putting my 1 cup of brown sugar, turning my pot up. It's going to again be at a medium heat. This will eventually get to a boil, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Now this is 3/4 of a cup or 1.5 sticks of butter. So my mixture is already melting. My butter is melting and my brown sugar is in here, and it's looking pretty good. My butter was not quite 100% cold, so it was at almost room temperature. Which is good because it helps it melt a little bit more easily in the pot. Essentially, our goal is to get this to boil for about 3 minutes. Or if you have a thermometer, you can get the temperature between 255 and 265 degrees. So I'm letting this, I see little bubbles forming in the bottom of my pan, and I'm stirring, and you want to make sure to continue to stir this. Otherwise, you run the risk of the bottom bits being burnt. Have your crackers ready, because when this hits the correct temperature, you want to pour this over that layer of crackers that you have in your pan right away. And a little tip for you, whenever you're using a thermometer in something like candy, anything you're boiling like this, don't touch the sides or the bottom of the pan, because that's going to give you an inaccurate reading. You want to keep your thermometer in the center of your liquid so that you don't get a reading that's a reading of the metal of your pan. 176, 183, 189, 195, we're getting there. 255, okay, this is great. Be careful with this. It is very, very, very hot. Okay, and just pour it over your cracker mixture. I keep saying mixture. It's a cracker layer. And then right away, smooth out this sugar butter mixture over your crackers. And it's easiest to do when it's hot. If you wait until this cools, it's not going to work out. So now what we're going to do, since we have our cracker mixture is evenly coated, we're going to put this in the 350 degree oven for 5 minutes. Okay, my candy has been baking for 5 minutes and it's been bubbling, and now what I'm going to do is turn my oven off and then pull my candy mixture out. So this is good. I'm going to now sprinkle my chocolate chips on top. The heat of the dish is going to melt these chocolate chips. I've got 12 ounces of chocolate chips that I'm putting over this entire pan. So I'm going to let this stand for about 5 to 10 minutes until the chocolate has had time to melt. If I notice when I'm trying to spread it that it needs a little bit more encouragement, I may put it back in the oven, which is still warm. I may put it back in the oven to help encourage it to melt a little bit more. You can tell when they're nice and shiny that they are ready to be spread out. So just take your time. Don't go too hard and heavy, because you don't want to really push too much onto your cracker base in order to disturb it. You don't want to disturb that base too much. Now that I have my chocolate layer on and it's still warm and it's still soft, I'm going to add my nuts to the top. And what you want to do, just sprinkle it out evenly. Give it a nice, fair, even, healthy coating of nuts. What you want to do is let this cool for about 30 minutes and then put it in the refrigerator, and it can stay in there for an hour, 2 hours, maybe even overnight. I think I'm going to let mine stay in there for most of the day today while I go out and run some errands. But if you pull it out too soon, it's going to be too pliable. It's not going to be as snappy. So you don't want to take it out too soon. So it's been a few hours since I've put my Christmas crack in the refrigerator. I took some time and I ran some errands. Now I'm back. Let's check it out. So it's really, really firmed up. You can touch it and your finger doesn't go into it or anything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the foil. Now it's all one piece, and there's my clean pan. So there we have that. And then now let's pull the foil back from the crackers. And now I could probably, I can lift the whole thing up in one little piece. Okay, and I want to take my knife and I'm just going to cut that portion. I'm going to move that nut over there. And now I have one section that's nut-free, and it's safe for those people who cannot have nuts. Okay, that's that. Now, as I said, you can break this into shards, whatever you want to do. Because of my OCD and the way I am, it'd be really nice, I think, to have like real squares or something like that. So I'm going to try, and I say that that's enough. Let's give it this a try. I'm just going to try this little edge. Oh my goodness. It's like a toffee candy. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe. It's super fast, super delicious, super addictive. That's why they call it Christmas crack. Anyway, it comes together quickly and it's easy to share with your friends and family, and I know they'll all enjoy it. If you enjoy my content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you like these types of sweets, check out my Sweets and Bakes playlist. I'll see you next time.